Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Astrology Chat for September 17th, 2023. So the keys for today are very internal in many ways. You're going to see them reflected on the external because of these emotional shifts that you're having. But I just want to remind you that your peace of mind is always worth more than making somebody else feel comfortable. So the keys for today are to really let yourself be honest about what you don't want to be in anymore. What connections, what relationships, what emotional patterns and internalized messaging that you have been taught and continue to do to keep the peace that just no longer work for you. And if you allow yourself to be honest about what isn't working for you, allowing yourself to be honest about the fact that trying to make these other people or this other situation work is taking away space from you being able to heal and actually build things that do work for you, it's going to be a game changer. And it doesn't necessarily have to be mean, right? It's just factual. And this is in part because we have the South Node in Libra, and the South Node in Libra is going to be here for a while. And the South Node in Libra is saying like what relationships, what connections, what partnerships, what secret enemies that haven't been quite so secret, you just ignore the fact that they didn't like you, have come up on the time of the end. Right. And I say this because we have the moon in Libra. The moon in Libra is about a partnership. It's about that point of diplomacy. It's about where you and the other people or persons are meeting and creating something. So if that is a creation based on love and of healing and of growth and of advancement for all the parties involved, great. If it's not, it's time to be real about that. The moon is going to be making a conjunction to the South Node and opposing the North Node. And so you're going to be able to see where your authentic self is or is not at safe or present in your relationships, because you're going to have this sense of kind of like looking at what's happening from a slightly distant view and being like, oh, this is actually not really cool and I need to do something about it. And there is going to be like this irritation with Neptune and Uranus, which are also both retrograde, that are again saying like, let's review this. Is this really what you want? Is this in line with your dreams? Are you listening to your higher self? And to top it all off, we have Venus making a square to Jupiter that's retrograde. And so there is this awareness of like, even the things that you used to do because you enjoyed them or because they made you feel safe or because like at least it was something was better than nothing. With that square to Jupiter in Taurus, you're going to realize that like the value of that short-term comfort does not measure up to the possibilities of your long-term growth. And so all of a sudden, the many compromises you've been making, the current and long-term effects of those are going to be really obvious to you. And especially when we have a square to Pluto that's going to be perfecting in the background at 9:36 p.m., again, your subconscious is talking to you. And I try to be really real with you guys. Like, I am really real with you. I'm never going to just give you like the love and light. Oh, this is all great. Let's find the best part of it. Yeah, but I'm also going to tell you, like, you got to heal. And there's a lot of opportunities today to see where you have not been healing, but you've been distracting yourself, where you have negotiated around what you love and what you really desire because you just didn't think you can actually do it, because people told you couldn't do it. And there's always some part in your life or another where you have to go on the hermit's path. You're going to have to take the Eight of Cups approach, and something's going to have to be left behind. And I will always say this to you. You can leave anything behind, but baby, don't leave yourself. And let yourself go where you need to go, even if it's alone, to find who you are and the value and the beauty of who you are so that you can actually be living a life that you really want. You are always worth the sacrifice. The ending is always better than the not. And just go for it. And we're going to have the moon moving into Scorpio tomorrow, and then you're really going to feel it. So, there's this really just intense awareness about who or what doesn't fit in your life anymore. And yes, there's a sadness to it, but in the long run, and in some ways, it'll be even sooner of a long run than you realize, you're going to be so happy you did it. Like, I cannot explain to you the joy of only having people who you really love and really love you in your life. I really can't. But I do hope that you find out for yourself. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.